Blog Talk Radio.
Are you ready to take a bite out of the competition? Are you looking for ideas to make your business better? Welcome to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet,
sponsored by Apple Capital Group.
At the core of every successful business, you'll find people making a difference. And with each episode of the Core Business Show, we talk with those people, examine those ideas, and explore the strategies that make them special. Now, the host of the Core Business Show, Tim Jacquet.
Well, good morning and welcome to another episode of the Core Business Show. This is Tim Jacquet, your host. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips for a successful business blog. If you want to call in and ask questions, you feel free to call in. The number is 347-324-3460, or you can post a question in the chat room and I'll go ahead and read it out on the air. Or you can go ahead and Twitter at #AppleCapital. Again, thank you for listening to the program today. 5 tips for a successful business blog. For the last couple of months, we have had experts in SEO from Blog Talk, you name it. I have probably 5 of the best minds to give us some opinion on websites should be successful. Yes, you must have a website. Yes, you must have a blog. And they've always said over and over, Google and the internet is looking for fresh content, fresh, good content. So it is in your best interest. It doesn't cost anything to you to blog. Maybe it just costs you from the web provider. You can get a WordPress blog, real simple. However, but if you do that, make sure you have a domain with your name that you want the traffic to go to. And you can make a subdomain of your domain, and you can put your blog on the subdomain if you can't put your blog on your web page. If you have a plan that doesn't allow you to do that, I would say go to GoDaddy, make one there. Either make it all a WordPress blog and do your website around that. It might take a little time, but I think you can do it. It's really easy. Or you can just use a template for Website Tonight and build it from there. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The 5 successful business blogs. Remember, blog every day if you can, at least 5 times a week. Give them fresh content and write. That's all you have to do. Make sure it's keyword enriched towards your business name, and not only with your business name is your business keywords you want to rank for. So if you're a plumber, make sure you have plumbing in there. You make sure you have your company name in there. And at least try to do 200 words for your blog, for your website. Also, if you do anything with YouTube, make sure you link them together and put that video on your blog so you can get traffic from that as well. So, you can use your computer like a Mac that has video capabilities, also your video cam, and just make sure you post that so you can get traffic to your blog. So let's jump right into it. Many small business owners are already well versed in writing and managing a blog, but that's not for everybody, really. Other than that, in order for you to get started, it's in your best interest to have a blog. And there's numerous reasons. It attracts new customers, and the cost of it is really nothing. It adds value to your brand, adds value to your website. It attracts customers, it attracts traffic, and it attracts value. And every expert you ask say you should be doing a blog at least 5 times a week. Okay? There's 5 points I'm going to make. Be concise. Use keywords in your small business blog. Number 2. Number 3, write like you speak on your blog. Okay? Number 4, be courageous in your opinions that you state. And number 5, stay engaged with your reader on your small business blog. I'm going to go through each one for a second, but I'm going to go ahead and play, since this is a short podcast, I'm going to go ahead and play a spot from my sponsor, Apple Capital Group. Then we'll jump right into it.
Apple Capital Group in Jacksonville, Florida, is a commercial lender that specializes in asset-based loans, equipment leasing and financing, invoice financing, commercial real estate loans, and asset-based financing in the U.S. and Canada. Apple Capital Group is a direct lender that lends on their private equity investment portfolio. 90% of most loans are decided within 2 hours, and vendor funding within 24 hours after documents are completed, with a 1-page application. No slow no's, just a quick decision and a fast yes. To get more information about lending from Apple Capital Group, call 866-611-7457. That's 866-611-7457 to speak with one of our loan specialists. or visit us right now at applecapitalgroup.com.
Again, that's Apple Capital Group, our sponsor, with offices in Jacksonville, Houston, Dallas, and Denver. So let's go into the 5 points again. Be concise, use keywords, write like you speak, be courageous, and state your opinion is the 5 things we're going to talk about. Number 1, be concise. Once you've written your first draft, start cutting words. After you're done, continue to edit your post, eliminate extra adjectives, explanation clauses, whatever. Just be really simple on it. Get to the point. Give them enriching advice, but stay to the point. Short as 250 words. You really need 300 is better, but don't go over 700. Some people don't go that far anyway. But just talk about this one particular thing, and believe it or not, if you start spelling it out, you will get to 250 words. And when you do that, make sure you have your company name in the draft. Make sure they can contact you, because sometimes if it's a blog, they're only going to pick up that one URL page. Then they'll go for your whole blog because they're searching for a topic and it's attracted by keywords. So if they type a keyword for plumbing, for example, I like plumbers because it's just easy to pick on them. Make sure it's plumbing enriched, the article itself. Say when you plumb, to clear a drain, you not necessarily need to hire a plumber, but you can get Drano or so forth, something like that. Just keep those words in there, how to unclog. And I would say just do a brief video with that underneath that blog posting, so you have 2 things to try attach to that particular article itself. Okay, number 2, use keywords, which I just mentioned, in your small business blog. So your keyword needs to be in your header of the article, okay? It needs to be throughout the article. It needs to be in your tags, your keyword tags, and talk about that continuously through your 250-word article, okay? So that's really important, okay? So make sure if you do the blog, you maybe get 3 paragraphs out of it. That's fine. Get 4. That's fine. But you can get by really with 250 words or 300 words. Make sure they enrich, and the search engine should pick that up. Number 3, write like you speak. Don't put any fancy words. Keep this really simple. And the reason I say keep it simple, you put it in a middle school type language or at least high school, but don't get really technical in high school level. Keep it for the everyday audience to read. And also keep in mind, as your article circulates throughout the world, then it has to translate. And you put a lot of heavy words or industry words in there, and if you're in Russia and they're trying to pull this up to figure out what the issue is, when they translate in Google, it might not come out the same way. So being simple but direct to the point is going to go in your favor, because if they have to do a Google Translate and figure out what you're trying to say, if you have industry terms or abbreviations, they're not going to get it, and it's not going to translate well. They might can get the gist of the story, but they're going to lose something within the language. So keep it simple, keep it elementary, keep it for you can tell a 5th grader how to communicate, but make it, authoritative, but keep it simple for translation reasons. And if you're in Russia, English is not your first language. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind, that you want to keep it on the 5th grade level. Number 4, be courageous. State your opinion. Don't be afraid to give people your opinion. There's nothing wrong giving your opinion. That's what makes you personable. That's what makes your article stand out. They don't want you to just give us a canned thing. They want you to be personable on it. Make mistakes. Try not to give, that many misspelled words in it. Try not to do any misspelled words. That's why you want to keep it concise and simple, because those misspelled words might not translate into the next language as clearly. And since it's not their native language, you might not understand it. So keep it simple. Such phrases are powerful and lack authority. I think it might be true. Those are not powerful and those lack authority. Take a stand and support your argument. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little. Number 5, stay engaged with your readers on your small business blog. Finally, your writing responsibilities do not end at the post. Pay careful attention to your comments. Communicate openly with your readers to encourage dialogue, be receptive, and accept feedback. A well-written blog is going to get you on top of the search engine. Now, I'm going to tell you kind of an experiment real quick to tell you where we are We only have about 3 minutes on this broadcast, but I think I can explain it real clearly. Apple Capital Group, as a case study, had a company to do their search engine marketing. Google changed so much that they were not getting indexed properly. And what happened is some advisors told them to go in and add pages to your web blog. Pages would get you traffic. And believe it or not, from June through August, they got pages. They added pages. They had a 30-page website, and then they have a 600-page website. Those pages got them ranked higher and higher, got them more traffic, and believe it, it does work. And they came from a page ranking 2 to a page ranking 3 literally for 2 months because they kept adding content, adding URL pages. And Google kept picking it up because they had the blog, they had this. But then they add their blog until 2 months after the fact. When they add the blog, they really start mushrooming. So, but it doesn't end that way. You're still going to have to add your pages on pages if you want to maintain your page ranking. Also, if you need to maintain your traffic to your website. Because we also notice that when you slack off, Google don't visit your site as often, and you'll start losing traffic a little, and you also will start losing your page ranking. And they had a 3, they went to a 2 because they backed off of it because they thought they have to do that. You still have to maintain that. So don't give up, continue to do it. Blog something every single day. Make it your opinion, express yourself, have a successful blog, and that is a case study that you should always strive for. Just write something that's material that people can use. And as always, you can talk about something, if nothing at all. Again, those 5 key points is be concise, use keywords in your small business blog post, write like you speak, okay? Be courageous in your opinions, and stay engaged with your readers. This show can be downloaded on Blog Talk Radio or on our blog, Apple Capital Group. Also, you can go to iTunes and also download this episode. Thank you for listening to the show. Again, 5 tips for a successful business blog. This is Tim J.K. with the Core Business Show, sponsored with Apple Capital Group. Thank you for listening. Take care and have a great week.
Thank you for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim J.K. For more information about equipment financing and asset-based loans, visit our website, applecapitalgroup.com. That's applecapitalgroup.com. Or call us at 866-611-7457. We hope you'll join us for our next episode. And remember, you can always get to the core via iTunes. You'll find all our previous episodes there. And thanks again for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim J.K.